Welcome to Awake Afrique. Awake Afrique is a new program that Afrocentric TV will be hosting every week for Africans in diaspora. It's targeting the French African in diaspora. You know, it covers the political, economic, and sociological part of our community. And in this studio today is your humble hostess, Prudence, Arise and Shine. We have our first guest in the studio is Mr. Poso Ganam. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Poso Ganam, I will introduce him, is a petroleum engineer and also the current president of the Texas West Africa Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Poso, welcome again.
Thank you, Prudence, for having me.
It's an honor to have you. This is not our first time interviewing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely. It was
yes.
a good. It's a pleasure to be at your show. And thanks.
Thank you so much. It's always exciting to get to talk with you because I noticed that you are a reservoir of a lot of information and very little time to talk, or even the exposure, so that we can educate our Africans in diaspora of what is happening here in the city of Houston.
Absolutely.
And I picked you because you're excellent at what you do. So, Mr. President, it's an honor to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And today in the studio, I'll be asking you something that stood out when I interviewed you at the Judge Convention Center. And there you mentioned the summit, the presidential summit that is going to be hosted by the city of the mayor of the city of Houston. What is your role as far as that is concerned?
First of all, thanks. The interview during Africa Day was phenomenal, and I appreciate for the opportunity to share our view. And to our audience, again, Prudence was so nice to introduce me, and thanks. One thing that I'm proud of is that we are one of the leading economic platform between the city of Houston and the Western African countries. And it's a privilege to always be here and share the different opportunity we have. In regard to Africa, there's the Houston Africa Head of State Summit on Energy that the mayor of Houston is organizing for the first time in the entire United States history. It's a big honor for the entire continent to kind of mobilize and really come and meet with great companies, U.S. companies that will be attending. And first of all, let me send my special thanks to the mayor for having these visions, having Africa in his heart. And it's very important. We as a chamber, we work with the Mayor Office of Trade and International Affairs to help understand what is in the program, what are the different opportunities, and what we can relay as a message to our leaders in Africa to convince them to come to Houston. And number one, that our audience need to understand is that Houston is the world capital of energy. That's number one. They have the largest medical center in the world. They also have the best universities in agriculture in the entire United States, the biggest port of number one in the United States. So the opportunity it's immense, it's big, it's huge, and it's very important. We have a lot of different U.S. companies based in Houston that wanted to do business in Africa, and this is a golden opportunity for us to share this opportunity to our leaders across the continent to come to Houston, meet one-on-one with our ranging from medium-sized companies to the biggest, the multi-billion-dollar companies, to convince them that Africa is open for business. It's no longer the way they have been viewing Africa. Africa is, most of African countries are politically stable. The democracy is running great. And the labor is cheap. So it's a good opportunity for U.S. company to do business in Africa. And that's how we got involved to work hand to hand with the Mayor Office of Trade to make sure that this event become a very successful.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, as an African, I know you've done justice to selling this event, to someone who is not aware. Let me start. What is our role as diaspora in Houston? How do we benefit from our heads of states, coming in here and opening? Does that have anything to do with our image as Africa? Because I know when they used to give us aids and all of that, it's very exciting to hear that Africa is now being perceived as a country, a continent that can be involved in trade with a very large population in Houston. Now, if I were a president and I'm saying, why would a head of states from Africa come and do business with a mayor of a city of Houston?
First of all, when you look at the diplomatic side, you're going to say, like, oh no, he's the mayor, he can't invite me. But this is not the case. The case is that your countries, when I say your countries, African countries, need Houston companies to do business in their country. And they are not coming because it's the mayor, they are coming because Houston is the only city that has the most of the top companies in energies headquartered in Houston. And these companies are ready to do business in Africa. And the best way, the mayor is the president of the city.
Yes.
And this is a great opportunity to sit down on the table with the mayor, who is technically the president of the city, and the African head of states, and the president and CEO of the major oil and gas energy companies to make deals, to do business, to sign contracts. And guess what? Next year, hopefully, we're hoping that after a successful event of the summit, the mayor will bring these companies to Africa on ground so they start implementing. And guess what? These are bringing jobs to the countries. These people are bringing economic developments. They are bringing local content developments to our motherlands. And I think this is one unique opportunity that our leaders in Africa should seize and come to witness themselves. We have been promoting it. We invited a lot of ambassadors to come to Houston to see with their own eyes the huge network of investors that we as a chamber has, the partnership we have with the mayor office, and including some other elected officials to do business not only in Houston but also across the continents. And this is a time for the African leaders to come and seize, to come and experience. And I can guarantee you that if they are able to come, they will be able to meet one-on-one with one of the most leading U.S. companies that are ready to invest in Africa.
How time sensitive? Thank you so much. But how sensitive is time, and this conversation, given that the mayor of the city, of this kind of big metropolitan city, he is like, Houston has like 7 million population. What is the urgency of this invitation in terms of how much more time this particular mayor has to be in office?
So when you look at in terms of economic, for example, and you mentioned the populations of Houston, which is 7 point something millions, and actually it's the most diverse city in the country. And if Houston alone was a country, its GDP is higher than Belgium. It's higher than multiple countries of Western Africa combined. If you take the West African countries and you take off Nigeria and Ghana and you combine the rest of the country GDP, it's not even higher than Houston alone. So it's a very a unique city that can offer a unique opportunity to our leaders, to our populations, including our diaspora. Our diaspora, we are ready to go to do business in Africa. Exactly. We are ready to bring U.S. companies and take the leadership in Africa. And we have the skills. We have engineers. We have, we have doctors that across U.S. hospitals. They want to go to Africa, but the thing is, the opportunity is not there. And to me, the way to bring the African diaspora is to bring U.S. companies to Africa and come up with a plan that require to recruit or hire X amount of African diaspora to come and lead. And guess what? When we go to Africa, everything we're going to be making, we're going to be building houses, we're going to be creating side businesses, and guess what? We're going to be hiring people, we're going to be paying taxes, and all this is going to the country economy. Yes. And that's what we should focus on.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, it's always something listening to you, sir. I wanted, because for the purpose of this interview and our audience that we're targeting, the French African population.
Absolutely.
I need you to look into this camera and talk to heads of state.
Yeah.
That about this wonderful summit, and in French, convince them that this is a thing they don't want to miss.
Monsieur les présidents, les chefs du gouvernement, les ministres et aussi les premiers ministres et les ministres de l'énergie, ceci est une opportunité unique que le maire de la ville de Houston vous offre. Et je pense que c'est très important pour le développement des différents pays de l'Afrique, surtout de l'Afrique francophone, de venir visiter la ville de Houston, qui est la capitale mondiale de l'énergie, qui abrite le plus grand centre hospitalier du monde et qui a le plus grand port du monde, deux ports internationaux, et qui aussi a plusieurs compagnies qui ont leur siège ici à Houston et qui sont prêts à faire le business, à investir en Afrique. Et le maire de Houston a l'Afrique dans son cœur et il a préféré ouvrir cette opportunité unique à tout le continent de venir dans sa ville, rencontrer les leaders des grandes et des multinationales compagnies qui pour faire des affaires. Et ces compagnies sont prêtes à signer des contrats lors du sommet. Et donc, nous vous invitons à participer, à venir à Houston. C'est en marge du sommet de l'ONU. Et donc, à New York, et de New York à Houston, c'est seulement 3 heures. Nous vous invitons de venir participer à cet événement parce que cet événement va apporter une très grande contribution à l'économie de vos différents pays. Ça va créer beaucoup d'emplois à la jeunesse. Ça va aussi permettre une ouverture à la diaspora de venir investir davantage, de venir travailler avec ces compagnies pour contribuer au développement des différents pays. Nous voulons servir nos pays et nous voulons vous demander de nous accompagner. Et déjà, nous vous remercions pour tout ce que vous faites pour la population et nous pensons que c'est une opportunité unique que la ville de Houston vous offre et nous expectons vous recevoir ici à Houston les 22 et le 23 septembre de cette même année. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Posso.
Merci.
Ça, c'est bien parlé et bien exprimé.
Merci.
Donc, en anglais, je vais vous demander plusieurs questions.
OK.
I'm very proud of the African in diaspora in the city of Houston.
Yes.
This is not ordinary because we were not here before, and I see a lot of French speaking African engineers and in different fields of work who have penetrated the city of Houston.
Absolutely.
And the mayor is particular, he knows them one by one. What what impact? What did you guys do to break this ground of communication?
First of all, this is this is a very important question. And before I get into detail, I want to send my high regard to our sisters and brothers who working two or three jobs every single day to trying to feed their family here and back home. And some of them don't even have insurance. And we think about you guys, and we're hoping for the best. Don't give up. And what I'm asking everyone, every African diaspora living here in Houston, wherever the situation is, try your best to complete your degree. And if possible, major in engineering, computer science, or healthcare. The opportunity is immense. It's huge. This is one of the unique the unique city that offer opportunity ranging from energy, from engineering, healthcare, as well as technology. So seize that opportunity. I've been there. The first day I landed in Houston, I wasn't speaking English, and today I work for a major oil and gas corporate in Houston. I have a business on the side, and I'm proud to lead the Texas West Africa Chamber of Commerce, which promotes the business opportunity within the African diaspora, as well as between Texas and the Western African countries. So we have a platform. There's a lot of different resources that you can use to better yourself, and to come to how African diaspora got their seat on the table at the city hall, the city of Houston, especially with the mayor of Houston. I will salute one person that was able to break the ice, which is Mazda Dinon, who is the special advisor of the mayor of Houston. And throughout his leadership, he was able to make sure that Africa has its say on the table. And I remember I've been here since a couple of years back. Even to have a chance to shake the hand of the mayor of Houston, was like extraordinary. And today you have the mayor greeting you like you guys are friends for forever. And one of the signature events that came up is Africa Day. It started when Mazda was at the city, and the mayor got elected. And he worked hand on hand with the mayor of Houston to make sure that there's just one day that is dedicated for African diaspora here in Houston. And how it started, the first year, less than 100 people, I was there. But he was able to work with African diaspora business leaders, African diaspora community leaders, bring all of them on the same table to have one voice. And today, we are more than proud. We are able to bring almost 20 ambassadors from Washington to attend this event. And guess what? I'm hoping that maybe next time we're going to bring an African minister. Who knows? Minister of Culture can come.
There's no limit to what you can do.
Absolutely. So
in French, I want you to look, at our audience and tell somebody who does not speak English that there's a lot of opportunity, and language is not a barrier, because we've seen people speaking Spanish and they are at the top.
Pour mes confrères qui parlent le français, j'aimerais quand même vous adresser une fois de plus pour vous encourager pour le travail que vous faites tous les jours. C'est à apprécier. Je sais que ce n'est pas facile, mais je vous encourage de ne pas abandonner. La ville de Houston est la ville unique, que même si vous ne parlez pas très bien le français, vous allez avoir une opportunité à travailler pour nourrir votre famille, à travailler pour vous prendre en charge, à travailler pour aller à l'école et devenir quelqu'un de demain. Et donc, je vous encourage fortement de ne pas abandonner. Il y a beaucoup de ressources que vos confrères ou vos doyens qui sont venus avant vous ont accès à ces ressources. Partez auprès d'eux, demandez les renseignements, demandez les questions que vous avez pour vous introduire. il y a beaucoup d'opportunités que la ville peut vous assister, que les agences fédérales peuvent vous assister et que les organisations non gouvernementales peuvent aussi vous assister. Donc, la plateforme est là. Vous pouvez nous contacter ou contacter Afrocentric TV qui pourront vous guider davantage. Donc, je vous encourage beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Monsieur Posso. It's never a dull moment talking with you. I'm telling you. And before people start calling me now and saying, we had the president of Chamber of Commerce. Now tell me about family. Vous avez une famille ici à Houston?
Oui. Moi, en français ou anglais?
En français.
Moi, je suis un père de famille. Je suis marié, ça fait plus d'une dizaine d'années. J'ai 2 filles qui sont, l'autre est au collège et l'autre au primaire qui finit cette année. Et donc, je peux dire que je suis le papa le plus heureux et que j'essaie d'être un bon papa exemplaire. Et donc, je sais que vous tous, vous essayez aussi. Et donc, nous allons essayer de travailler très dur, pas pour nous seulement, mais pour aussi nos enfants et nos petits-enfants à venir.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Merci.
And I think we've touched a lot of things today. It's really always, enlightening to have a conversation with you.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you promise you have to tell Majda that he has a seat in Afrocentric TV.
I'll let him know.
let Mr. Majda know that. He's always more than welcome to come here.
Yep.
Now, as the president of Chamber, I just have this last question. How can you facilitate, what is your role in facilitating this transition for somebody who is their first time trying to come for this summit? How would you promise them that there's hope to do business in Houston? How will you help them?
First of all, so you're talking about the Head of State Summit that is coming in September. We are a Chamber of Commerce, which is an economic platform that builds bridges between Houston and Africa. So what a unique advice that I have for any Africa head of state that will be attending the event is to reach out to either the Mayor Office of Trade and International Affairs or our office, our chamber, to provide with a list of the most, I will say the high priority projects. Each country has what we call the National Development Plan. And within the National Development Plans, there is some projects that have been already executed. Some projects are pending on executions. Some projects are still active. We want each leader to send us the list of the active projects so we can identify what are the companies that we can bring on the side of the events to do business with them. So what happened is once we have that project, we know we have a huge network of investors and companies, and we can easily identify, because there are some companies that do not invest less than $100 million projects. So and there are some companies that can invest somewhere between $10 to $100 million that cannot go above $100 million. There are some companies that when they are specialized in building bridges, tollway, highways, and some of them are specialized in building internationally recognized hospitals. So we need to have access to this project so we can help them out and make sure once they get here, they have a direct access to these companies to do business.
And I think your guys' initiative is very important because Africa has lately been exposed to whoever comes first, even the Asians coming in and not being, even language barrier.
Absolutely.
And I'm not picking on anybody because of some barriers in communication, and it's a continent that we have not really related with, and it's looking like it's dominating. I think America stands a better chance, giving and taking, and everybody being balanced. What do you think?
I think very, very important questions. As you know, I can say U.S. is kind of running behind, but I'm sure they're going to catch up. As you know, traditionally, most of African countries have been doing business with Europe.
Okay.
And now you have China that is coming on board, and U.S. has been in Africa through humanitarian assistance, promoting human rights, assisting with military services. But now it's time to contribute economically.
Okay.
And Africa love U.S. company. Okay. Why? Because they come with a local content program. Local content program is one of the most significant to contribute in a very rapid way to the economy of Africa. It creates jobs, it creates wealth, it contributes to the economy, and it brings more African talents to the country, to the continent.
Oh
and that's what we're looking for.
Une fois de plus, Monsieur Posogna, c'était avec plaisir pour vous inviter ici dans notre studio Afrocentric TV. Je vous remercie pour les discussions qu'on a parlé. C'était très engagé. Félicitations à votre famille. Un dernier mot à notre audience d'Afrique, s'il vous plaît, monsieur.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Prudence. Merci à toute l'équipe de Afrocentric pour l'opportunité unique qui m'est offerte. Afrocentric est quand même une très bonne plateforme de communication qui fait la fierté de l'Afrique et de la diaspora africaine ici à Houston. Et si vous n'avez pas accès ou vous ne savez pas qu'il y a une télévision de la diaspora qui existe, prenez attache à Afrocentric TV qui est actuellement à Houston et qui fait la promotion de la diaspora africaine et aussi de ce qui se passe la politique africaine, l'économie et aussi bien d'autres, la culture, fait la promotion de la culture et autres. Et donc c'est une opportunité pour moi de dire merci à toute l'audience de Afrocentric, merci à toute l'équipe qui est derrière la production et merci à Monsieur Wally pour l'opportunité qui m'est offerte. J'aimerais aussi, à travers votre micro, pour dire merci à tous les membres de la Chambre de commerce ouest-africaine dont j'ai l'honneur de présider. Merci aussi à tous nos partenaires. Merci à la ville de Houston, aux premiers responsables de la ville, à tous les élus. Merci à nos chefs d'État qui travaillent tous les jours pour la promotion de l'économie du pays, du continent, pour aussi aider nos frères et sœurs à avoir du boulot, du travail. Et nous les invitons encore une fois de plus de venir à Houston pour le sommet des chefs d'État sur l'énergie ici, qui est organisé par le maire de la ville de Houston le 22-23 septembre 2022. Et donc, sur ce, je remercie aussi humblement ma famille qui m'a donné l'opportunité de pouvoir me déplacer comme je peux pour aussi jouer mon rôle de président de la Chambre de commerce. Je remercie à toute l'équipe qui m'accompagne jour et nuit. Je remercie aussi mes parents pour les bénédictions. Merci à tout le monde. Merci.
Merci, Monsieur Pousso. Thank you once again. We've come to the wonderful end of this Awake Afrique. Awake Afrique. We're trying to bring the discussion, changing the discussion of the Africa and America discussion on the table. We're on the table now talking of opportunities and jobs. Reach out there, reach out to Afrocentric TV. If you have a potential person that influences the community in economics and political areas, we'll be more than welcome to have you on our show. Once again, thank you for watching. This is Prudence Arise and Shine from Afrocentric TV.